Anyone that knows the real me knows I love divey spots more than anything.
Bar food's my favorite cuisine.
It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
So today we're in River North. We're in front of Dobro's on State Streets by State and Kinsey. Sitting shotgun this week, Jessica Altieri. She is the host of Wine Channel TV. Jessica, thanks for hopping in the shotgun seat.
Thank you for having me.
For those who haven't seen you on Wine Channel, what's the elevator pitch?
We are the world's leading online digital wine lifestyle destination. So I travel the globe hosting wine television shows with major winemakers, wine brands, hosting big lifestyle events. And I'm also a professional wine judge as well.
Talking about going all around the world, I swear to God, I follow you on social media. You're everywhere. Like, I cannot believe that our schedules converged. Not that I'm hard to pin down, but that you're hard to pin down. I can't believe you're actually here and not in, I don't know, Rome.
Well, as soon as you said a slice of pizza, that kind of hooked me in. You know, I'm Italian, and a good slice like this. This looks so juicy.
And see, you couldn't even wait.
I couldn't.
You busted
I
it
won't
open.
lie. I had it busted open already.
What kind did you get?
I got the mushroom, and I always get it well done. I like it crispy. That's what I'm used to from when I used to live in New York. What'd you get?
I went artichoke.
It looks
a little
interesting.
exotic. Yeah.
It looks exotic.
And since you already busted into it.
Oh, my God.
It's good.
Oh, yeah, it's good. And you know how it's good? You look at the bottom, too. Look at that. Look at the crispy. It's fresh. Oh, it's really good.
See, I have no problem with the New York slice, with the fold.
Right. That's what I'm all about. I went to NYU, so I lived in New York for over 5 years. My family, my dad's side is from Jersey. So I grew up every Sunday, we'd be making the homemade pizzas in the house, just like this slice of pizza and the antipasta and the chicken cutlets. And
see, I thought you were a full-blown Chicago native.
no, I am, but my dad is from, his side is from Jersey. My mom is actually from Poland and then came here and grew up on the south side of Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're a Sox girl?
No, Mom is. I'm Cubs. Well, actually Yankees, but Cubs I love when I'm here.
So when did you start up the channel? The show?
I'm originally a jock. I had played basketball my entire life and got a scholarship to University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and so I was there. And after a year, I'm like, I'm not going to play in the WNBA. Where would I want to go to college if I can go anywhere? And I absolutely love journalism and writing. I need to have a sip of mine too. And so I had my aunt has worked on Wall Street for the past 20 years. She's like, just come to New York for a weekend. Maybe you'll like it. I'm like, I don't know. I go out there. I was like Mary Taylor Moore. Like I was like in heaven. My eyes were just popping out of my head. I'm like, I have to go to NYU. So I went there originally to be a sports reporter. And so I went to school for broadcast journalism, was freelancing at ABC Sports. And interning there, and then I decided to intern over at MSNBC when they were in Secaucus, New Jersey. So I wanted to do like sports, then I tried news, and then to get back to your answer, I studied abroad, and I think that's when I got more into wine and food and culture. So
the interest in broadcasting really was first, and then
it was. I always loved journalism ever since I was little. So when I was abroad living in Italy, in Spain, in Ghana, and then I came back, I actually got an opportunity to work down near Wall Street. I was working for Experian selling consumer market research. So it was a great job. I'm a data junkie at heart, but I'm like, this is not what I'm meant to be doing. So I had a friend who had a camera, and on the weekends we would go down near the Lower East Side of Manhattan where I lived and just walk into my favorite restaurants. And I wanted to be like Rachel Ray, but like the younger, hipper version. And at the time we called it Jess Says Yes. And I would review all like the hidden gems in New York. And that started to take off. And I'm like, there's a food network, there's a travel network. Why is there no wine network? So that's what went off in my head. And so I remember calling my family and saying, if I'm going to do this, I need to be an expert. So I'm moving to California.
So there was a real entrepreneurial spark there.
There really was. I knew what I loved, but I didn't exactly know how it was all going to come together at the time. I knew I loved food, I loved wine, I loved people. And so, yeah, I was like, I got to become a sommelier. So then I went to wine school.
I love that. There's a great Talking Heads song on more songs about buildings and food. I love Talking Heads.
Right.
It's a song called Found a Job. And it's about a couple that is sick to death of whatever's on television. It's the same old shows, same old crap. So they decide they're going to create their own TV shows. You are that song.
You
You are that Talking Heads song. The Food Network doesn't have it exactly. I'm just going to build my own wine TV.
Well, it just made sense to me. And I remember calling my father, and he's like, "You want to become a sommelier? What? What is a sommelier? We'll sell you. We'll send you some wine." And I'm like, "Nope, I'm leaving." And so I went to. At the time, there was a wine school. It was in San Jose, and there I met one of my biggest mentors, David Glancy. He's a master sommelier, master of wine. So I studied through him, through the Court of Master Sommeliers, and passed my level 2 certification. And then I started doing the same types of videos I did in New York at restaurants, but then at wineries, and just knocking the doors and saying, "Tell me your story behind the bottle," in a not pretentious, not stuffy way. That's what I hated, was everyone always thought that wine has to be so stuffy and old school men's club.
I think you still have some work to do.
To
change that perspective.
I started my business 5 years ago, so it's definitely, there's so many things that are changing right now.
Now, you started your business 5 years ago. This is your gig. Mm-hmm. This is the American dream you're living right here.
It is. I love it. I absolutely love what I do. Yes.
So now, do you have you're filming all this stuff. Do you have a crew that travels with you?
I have a crew here. It depends on where I go. So like I was telling you, I'm going to Sicily again this coming May. I was there a few times last year. I have this great crew that I work with there that now knows me. And when I show up, they know how I like to work. I get them my scripts ahead of time. And so it just makes it so easy. But yeah, it's like Wine Channel TV is taking off in so many different ways that I didn't even imagine. I was telling you, we do these big lifestyle events, so it's all these different things.
And you're also a wine judge.
Yeah, I'm a professional wine judge. I got into that a few years ago. I was telling you, it's sort of like an old school men's club. Like it's so
totally
hard to get into. Mm-hmm. And it's, but they see that the younger generation, the millennials, me, 25 to 34, they're the ones who are sipping wine, consuming it, trying new things, going out and spending their money on wines that are under $20. So they know that we have the voices, and we're going to talk about what's good. So yeah, it's good that I got into it.
So how long did it take for you to become a sommelier?
Sommelier, when I went to wine school, I was working as well. So that was about 7 months, I want to say. 6 to 7 months when I was out there. Yeah.
7 months well spent.
Yeah. There's different programs that people can do, but that was the most prestigious one that I knew of. And then,
are you done with your pizza?
No, I'm not done.
Well, when you're done,
busy talking.
Oh, see, I was wolfing mine down as you were eating. When you're done, feel free to throw it on the dash. And really, worse things have happened there.
I'm not done yet. I like to pick at it.
Please take your time. I'm not rushing you. We have all the time in the world. I have this parking space till like 7:30. So really,
perfect.
We can just keep on
we
talking.
We can get another slice. I could wave at the guy.
So, with pizza, it seems like an obvious question. If you weren't drinking a bottle of Nestle bottled water, what kind of wine would you be having with a slice of pizza?
Depends on this type of pizza. So you got, again...
I got the artichoke. It had maybe some basil on it.
But you had like a creamy sauce. Sorry, that's not my shtick. Like this, it's like, marinara sauce. If you get a cheese slice, and I usually think regionality. Have a nice Chianti, or I'm going to have a nice Primitivo, because I love Puglia since I was just there, or a nice Nero d'Avola, something to accent what you're eating and bring out the savory notes of the mushrooms in my slice. But yours was a little different.
As the season's now officially changed from winter to spring,
right? What's
a good spring wine?
Ooh, spring wine.
Now the sun's out and we're staying out later.
I always say it's like sunshine in a glass, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. It just reminds me of something that you'd be eating while you're sitting outside, like at Smith & Wollensky down the street, overlooking the river with like some fresh seafood and a crisp salad. I think that New Zealand has some awesome value wines, not only their Sauvignon Blancs, but their Pinot Noirs.
By the way, when I'm going to Smith & Wollensky, I'm not having the seafood.
I know, and I knew you were going to say that. The steak is great too, but there's so many steakhouses in Chicago. Come on, so I love their fish there too. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. I was telling you I was just in Paso Robles last week, and we were up in. It was just ridiculous. I wish we had a camera there for that. We went up in the helicopter to go over and view the vineyards. It's like you're in a movie.
That's the coolest.
And then come down, and we went to one vineyard, Castor Cellars, and we were doing disc golf, not frisbee. They told me this is not a frisbee. I'm like, this looks like a frisbee. They said it's disc golf in the middle of the vineyard. So if you toss it the wrong way, you're walking. You're working up a sweat while you're holding your glass of wine to go find your.
I know guys who are
disc golf.
serious about that.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great workout. But see, these people got it, and that's what I'm doing. It's about the wine lifestyle. They go, we have yoga and wine events on Sundays, and we have these types of disc golf events, and we have something with music coming up. It's more than just the wine alone, and that's what I've always said. So I do these big sip and shop events across the country with Westfield. Just did one in D.C. earlier last year. And so you pair up David Yurman Jewelry and Joe Malone Scent Bar, and you talk about, and we have a fashion show, and you pair up the wines to go with the different things. So you make it this cool experience that people remember.
So now, if someone's listening and they're thinking, that all sounds great, Jessica, but maybe I'm not that person. Maybe I'm not as refined as I'd like to be. Maybe I'm, a $20 or less bottle of wine kind of guy. What can you recommend?
They should read my book, Kiss My Glass, the No BS Wine Buying Guide, because it's all great wines that are affordable. I was doing, the Walgreens here in Chicago, the big one that opened on State and Randolph.
Which is lovely.
So when they were opening, I was working with Walgreens as one of the Walgreens wine ambassadors, and I'd go in there and do.
Which, by the way,
wine
10 years ago, could you ever imagine a Walgreens
Never.
wine ambassador?
Never.
Not in a million years.
Or, well, a Walgreens now where you can go get manicures. They have Cristal cigars. I interviewed Mike Ditka there talking about his wine and the Bears, the 85 Bears. So, again, things are changing. It's not your
I keep
grandmother's
wondering,
store anymore.
with Ditka, everyone always wants to talk to him about the 85 Bears. I mean, that's his
They
thing.
do.
And, part of me thinks, he must get sick of that. But, to be known for one thing and beloved for it, is that really a bad thing?
No.
To make your mark that dramatically?
No. But he has his wine now, too.
Yeah.
So that's what I talk to him
That works.
a lot about. But, yeah.
So, all right, your book, Kiss My Glass, for people who maybe just want a quick, simple bottle of wine, no fuss.
Right.
That's the guide.
Yes, that's the guide. It's pocket-sized wine guide, and you can fit it in your purse. But that's what I like telling people. I feel like so many people are scared to pick out something new or even ask someone for advice when they go
it's
into a wine
overwhelming.
store.
Yeah.
It is overwhelming. I will tell you that. I always say it's like an ice cream store. Like there's a million different flavors, and you're like, what should I do? Should I just stick to the same old vanilla, or should I try something new, the mint chocolate chip or whatever it is? Last night I had saffron ice cream at Noon
Amazing.
Club, and so it's like you can't be afraid. That's the biggest thing.
Sort of related. There's an ice cream place in Edgebrook called Chocolate Shop. They have a lemon meringue and a key lime pie ice cream. I mixed them together. Delicious.
That sounds fantastic.
As a little sidetrack. All right. Well, also, as we're, here we are, spring is happening. As we're sitting here, it's like 65 degrees outside.
It's such a nice day.
It's so nice. But, people are thinking about getting away. Spring, summer, quick, maybe weekend vacations. In the U.S., what's the best wine vacation to take?
There's so many. I can't just
Let's-
say one, but I can say a couple. I was telling you that I was.
Let's say a couple's vacation, couple's getaway.
I mean, because you would automatically think of the obvious spots, but like I was telling you, I was just in Paso Robles last week. So charming, such a unique town that had such great character to it. I mean, everyone that you meet is so welcoming, brings you right into the vineyard, into their house, and, makes a home-cooked meal for you. I was staying at the Paso Robles Inn, and it felt like you're taking a step back in history. And I think people should try to get off the mainstream and go into places that are a little bit less, well known about. So that was one place that was pretty neat.
And there are vineyards in the Midwest.
There are. I actually interviewed, when I was first starting, 18 Illinois wineries in one day. I had a show on Comcast called The Wines of Illinois at an Illinois Wine Fest. And so there definitely are. I've judged wine competitions in Michigan, fantastic wines there. But besides the Midwest, New York State, the Finger Lakes region, awesome wines. That's another region that people should definitely go to. A gentleman that I judge with, Jim Treese, he is just killing it out there with promoting all New York wines, and it's something that people should really look at.
Speaking of promotion,
Right.
I came to know you through social media.
Right.
That's a big part of how you evolved your business, isn't it?
It's huge. That's why clients, love to work with me, is because of the community that I've built, and over 190,000 followers on Facebook alone, and through all of our networks combined, we have close to 13 million through Instagram.
See, I'm just another
Pinterest,
follower.
Twitter,
That's all I am to
everything.
you. I'm just one of the 190K.
It's taking off, and then I told you we're launching a brand new thing called the Wine Judges Corner. So it's going to be the premier destination for all wine competitions, wine judges, retailers, consumers to see and learn about these award-winning wines at competitions.
I love what you've built for yourself. Do you think there's a future in car-based food podcasting?
Yes.
Do you think I can grow this?
I think so.
Can I learn from you? Teach me, Jessica.
It's drive-up places, though. See, I wouldn't even want to get out of the car. I'd find a place where they'd come right to me, like a Sonic. Oh, see?
See, we started doing
White
barbecue,
Castle.
and barbecue is really expensive, especially for a show
Right.
that's published regularly. So I decided if this is going to be weekly, I've got to slum it. I've got to go, taquerias, hot dog stands, pizza by the slice joints.
Anyone that knows the real me knows I love divey spots more than anything.
Bar food's my favorite cuisine.
Where do I always sit when I walk in a restaurant? I sit at the bar. I like to talk to people. I'm
I'm
person
shocked.
to make friends. I'm watching the game. Or else, if I'm not at, some wine event, I'm hanging out at my Irish pub, Timothy O'Toole. So great, now everyone knows, but that's my spot.
All right, so what have you filmed? What are you going to film? What can we look forward to in the months ahead?
Look forward to, I'm going to be in Sicily, so that's going to be huge. And then in May, so that'll be for a few weeks out there.
Now, do you speak Italian?
Oh my God, great question. So I was fluent when I was living in Firenze in Florence. I just started taking lessons again. So I go early in the morning with my instructor, Vittorio. And so, yeah, that's the next goal, is to be fluent before I go back in May. But I do that, a few times a week when I'm here in Chicago.
Because I was in Paris for my first time a couple weeks ago, and I know no French.
That's tough.
It's tough, but I knew enough to say, je m'excuse, je ne parle français. It's like, I apologize, because I'm a stupid American. I'm sorry, I don't speak your beautiful language. And that opened up the door.
That's the key.
That's the key.
As long as you can say sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed I don't speak your lovely language. Please help me. But what I found in Paris, so many people, I would say 75%, spoke at least decent enough English.
But they still give you a hard time, probably.
No, people were really nice, but it was enough of an icebreaker, and then they'd say, "Oh, English? Oh, I know some English. I help you."
Well, I may be going to Austria this summer too, so that'll be interesting. If
Amazing.
Language. Yeah, but
All right, sorry, I totally derailed you. So you've got that coming up. You're learning Italian.
learning Italian with Vittorio. Go to Italy, Russian River Valley. I'll be in June filming out there. Austria. And
Do you know how to say I'm sitting in a car?
No, I didn't learn that one.
Okay.
I will learn.
Okay.
This is just new.
I understand. Baby
I know
steps.
bits and pieces.
Do you know how to say, "Hi, my name is Jessica"?
Mi chiamo Jessica.
Amazing. Amazing.
Come te chiamo?
Beautiful.
I said, what's your name?
Giuseppe. All right, so that's coming up. And then if people want to find you, and they should,
Right.
where do they go?
WineChannelTV.com. Otherwise, Facebook.com/WineChannelTV.
So was this fun?
This was so fun. I still have my pizza. I've been talking too much.
You keep eating. All right, if you like Car Con Carne, if you like what you heard, if you tolerated what you heard, please tell a friend. At Car Con Carne on Twitter. The website is carconcarne.com. Jessica, you're delightful.
You're fantastic.